Peter, Ibasuma being out for Spurs, as soon as I saw that come in on the Saturday, I was like, that feels big. He is an absolute rock in that midfield. I think he has been to them what someone like Polina has been to us. Admittedly, he was a very silly boy in that Luton game, and I don't know what he was doing because it was just reckless the way he got himself sent off. It feels huge because also you imagine someone like Højbjerg is going to come in, and I thought when he played at the Cottage against us, I thought we absolutely ran him ragged. So this feels like a win. And also, I look at Spurs' recent results. Luton should have scored. Like, if Adebayo had a left foot, they would have. Cauley Woodrow also missed a sitter. Liverpool famously should have scored more than one goal against them.
Good stuff. The ex-Fulham boys missing sitters against Spurs. That's nice omens,
yeah, well done, lads. Arsenal scored twice against them. Sheffield United could have won that had it not been for a crazy end. Burnley scored twice against them. All I'm trying to say here is that, yes, it's going to be a difficult game, but I'm looking at this and thinking, if Fulham stick to a game plan, I feel like we've got a chance.
Yeah, more than a chance. They're not invincibles. I think you're right. I think the way you've described that is really apt. And I think that the loss of Yves Bissouma is huge. And it feels a bit scandalous the way he's been used at Spurs since he's joined from Brighton, and how we haven't seen the best of him there, because he was a fantastic player when he was playing at Brighton. And it's only now really that we're seeing the fruits of that. So obviously a huge loss. He does have that integral role in the heart of midfield. I think it was the Arsenal game that really stood out, the 2-2 draw, where he was absolutely exceptional. You know, it's not easy running the game at the Emirates. You know, only an elite company can do that, like João Palhinha. So there'll only be one on the field on Monday night. So look, it's going to be a difficult game. You know, the Spurs have threats in different areas as well, but I think the way those recent games have gone out, have performed, and to be honest, when you're not playing well and you're picking up results, they always say that's a good sign, and it is. It's a sign of the belief within the group, a belief in what they're doing, and the ideas that the manager's trying to get across, and they've clearly bought into that very quickly. So they're a very good team, and they can beat anyone. I think they can beat anyone really in this league when they're at their best. So it's going to be a difficult challenge for sure, and. But you know, losing Bissouma is huge. He's at the heart of what they're doing, and particularly in those forward areas when they're providing that support for those in the forward areas.
And Jack, from a Fulham perspective, this feels like a great opportunity for our slightly newly found counter-attack to really get stuck in to Spurs. There'll be a lot of space on that pitch. Tottenham will have most of the ball. It feels like, I'm excited actually to see Fulham in this game. And we've performed all right against the big boys this year. I mean, I think back to that Arsenal draw, and as much as you look at a 5-1 defeat by City, and that wasn't pretty, but there was a big extenuating circumstances, and it was a brilliant first half from Fulham in that game. I'm going into this obviously not expecting anything, but I'm expecting Fulham to ruffle feathers.
Yeah, I think that there's plenty of hope for anyone travelling down up to North London from here anyway, on Monday night. So I'm excited about it too. I'm excited about seeing them at this stadium again. Last time we were at Tottenham, and I was at that game where we lost 2-1, but they thought they'd scored, and Richarlison got booked for taking off his shirt, celebrating a goal that didn't count, which remains the most Richarlison thing of all time. It was one of those where we didn't ever really feel like we got a foothold in the game, and Babu had a nightmare playing at left back. It was all very uncomfortable, and you know, he who must not be named scored a brilliant goal for us, and it brought us back into it. But it didn't ever really feel that Fulham had Spurs on the ropes. Whereas I do think there is an element of this that you look at it and think, could you get under their skin a little bit here? Fulham obviously have the Carabao Cup win, you know, in the bank already. And so Spurs will be looking at this and going, okay, we shouldn't underestimate this team. If you can get a little bit of, you know, early luck or a bit of rub of the green, I think that there is an element of the fan base that might start to panic, especially without Bissouma's press resistance. And you know, the way he carries the ball, the way that he dominates midfield is so important to the way that Spurs actually move the ball through the thirds and attack. And without him, I wonder if that's just a little bit stunted on Monday night. Now, I could be completely wrong, and they could throw Pierre-Emile Højbjerg in there and he might be absolutely phenomenal. But I think that Bissouma being out is a big miss. I think he's one of the key components in this Spurs side. And I'm excited to see what Fulham do to try and make the most of that absence in the middle of the park.
Bye.